All right, we are here on a special Super Bowl Sunday, The Guys Next Door, brought to you by Picture Rocks, Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. I'm your host, Ron Arenas, with my co-host, Pastor John McLean.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Pleasure to be here. Happy to be here, man.
Yeah, so, before they watch the big game, they can listen to our show, get all those insights, and have a couple laughs, and then watch the big game.
And during the whole game, everybody's going to be like, be quiet, stop talking about the guys next door. We're trying to watch the football game. I know Ron and John had some excellent interviews, and they really got to the meat of it. But, I know it's hard. I'm sorry. I apologize too.
We'll try not to take all the glory out of the game, We're the pregame. We're warming up for them.
We definitely are pregame.
Yeah.
Definitely pregame.
Well, we have a special guest today.
Yeah.
One of our guys that we have met through networking, and I think he even does a little bit of bike riding.
I do a little bit of mountain biking. Yeah, as I get older and gain more weight, I need to get out there.
I'm starting to see the theme now, Ron. Right? It's not even really about anything other than cycling. Huh?
Yes.
What are you trying to convince us? Like, this is the best sport in the world. Everybody needs to do it, or just give it to it. Just tell us, and we'll do it.
Well, like Greg said, we're getting a little bit older, and
and
it is the best sport in the world.
Yeah, we need to be on two wheels instead of running around.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm tired of using these legs. You're right. I want to use wheels instead.
Greg, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Greg Liner. I'm originally from the East Coast. I came out here in 1997 for work. And right now I'm married. I have 2 kids. My son is 18. I can't believe it. He's gotten so big. My daughter's 24. And I live up in Catalina area, so I do a lot of mountain biking out there in Rail X and stuff like that. For work, I'm in the commercial insurance industry. I'm a commercial insurance broker specializing in the middle market space, which is like your middle to larger size accounts.
Okay.
Mostly, I'm a generalist. In Tucson, one of the things I love about Tucson, there's a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different types of industry. So I kind of specialize in a little bit of everything.
Okay. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, no, I'll go ahead. Well, it's just the thing that I felt was interesting as we were having a conversation before we got into the show was you were talking about how there's this common misconception people have with dealing with insurance. Like I can go to any insurance agent and they got exactly what I need no matter what type of insurance I need, where like I almost felt like I took an insurance 101 class even before we started the show. You were breaking down like that. No, there's just all these different sectors, particularly like you're saying with Ron, being, in HVAC and plumbing, there's certain insurance companies that are looking for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So just like all of us, we like chocolate or vanilla, insurance companies.
Vanilla, definitely vanilla.
They have different appetites. Certain insurance companies like to write construction accounts, or they like to write HVAC, or they like to write nonprofits, things like that. And the other misconception is people don't know the difference between different kinds of agents. You have your State Farm and your Farmers and those types of people. Those are called captive agents. And not to take anything away from what they do, but they can only offer types of policies that are in their wheelhouse.
Right.
Myself, I'm an independent agent. So I have literally hundreds of different insurance companies out there that I can work with depending on who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So, as a business owner or a CFO or whoever's involved in the insurance buying decision for your company or organization, you have 2 decisions to make. Am I with the right agent who understands what I do and can take my submission or my file and my information to the right insurance company? And am I with the right insurance company? Everybody, of course, the number one question I get is, can you save me money? Price is, of course, very important, but there's a lot of other factors.
Right.
I could tell a lot of stories about clients that I've brought on that had horrible luck with an agent that really didn't either understand or care what they did, and they were paying too much or sometimes paying not enough, and they didn't figure out they didn't have the coverages they need until something happened. Well, if that's when you find out, that's far too late.
Right. Especially for a customer like us that's a commercial customer, service is probably just as valuable as price, even maybe just a little bit more.
Absolutely. And one of the things I tell my clients and my prospects is I answer the phone all the time. When my phone rings, it's a call from a friend, and that's how I treat all of my clients. I meet with my clients at least quarterly, more often if they like. Too many agents out there just show up at renewal, and that's it. They slide the paper across the desk 3 days ahead of time, and they say, take it or leave it. Well, you know what? Me as your broker, I'm with you all year long. I meet quarterly because, things happen. You're running your business. You might not remember to tell me, oh yeah, I did buy a new van last month, or oh, I did fire that guy, or hey, now that you mention it, I do need to put in a claim for that window that got cracked in the storm. You know, and I just keep in touch. You know, a basic level of service. You know, you mentioned customer service. Every agent out there can give you a certificate of insurance, and will usually answer the phone when you call. That's basic. You know, it's going above and beyond that is you know kind of what I think sets me apart.
Yeah. You know, interesting story to kind of take a couple hops back, and they tell you not to ask a question that you don't know the answer to, but I'm going to do this right now just because I feel like there'll probably be an interesting testimony in it. What got you into this industry in the first place?
Well, I was working at a financial planning firm here in town. Mostly it was a call center, so I was learning about insurance, but dealing mostly with annuity sales, people calling in, rolling over their 401k or IRA, you know, what do I do with it, that kind of thing. And then my neighbor at the time actually was in property and casualty insurance and knew that I'd kind of gotten maybe a little bit bored and I wasn't real happy with what I was doing. And she said, well, you already know about insurance. You already have your first license. Why don't you come and interview over here? And now you can do the rest of it. You know, you can talk about the liability and the auto and the workers' compensation and all the other parts that were out there. So that's where I went. I went over there. I interviewed. I got hired. I got my license, and I started getting out there and prospecting people. And I've had all kinds of different clients, restaurants, you know, custom home construction, pool construction, nonprofits, water utility up on Mount Lemon.
Oh, wow.
So that's, like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm a little bit of a generalist. I have a lot of experience across a wide range of areas.
Nice.
And that really is something that's valuable, is having that experience, because when one of your customers has some kind of maybe unique claim, or we think it's a unique claim, but you're like, oh, I already saw this other HVAC company that, you know, something happened to them.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is how to go through the process. I'm going to hold your hand through it and get you through it.
And exactly. And that's why I'm there. You know, you shouldn't be dealing with the insurance company. You shouldn't be the one having to follow up on your claims. All you need to do is call me up or send me an email and say, hey, Greg, this is what happened. Handle it. And that's where I come in. You know, I'm the one that fights with the insurance company. Hopefully not fights, but deals with the insurance company.
You're the advocate.
I'm the advocate to try to get your claim settled as quickly as possible, get the adjuster out there to take the pictures, and get you paid, more importantly, and that way you're free to keep doing what matters, and that's running your business.
Sure, because sometimes some of those claims could hold up some of your business. So, I mean, just to get back to whole so that you can operate, you know.
Exactly. You know, I'm in the process of bringing on a new client that was actually a client of mine several years ago, and there were several ADOT contracts of theirs that were held up just because the other agent did such a poor job. They didn't even get their certificates out in time, and they've literally lost money and out of their business just because their agent didn't do what they were supposed to do.
Right. Many years ago, we were in that exact same spot, and we just, for some reason, we kept getting held up with the COs, and we ended up switching companies. Yeah, because that's basic. You know, a certificate of insurance. Yeah, everybody needs it. Whether it's a bank, if you're going to build a new building, the bank needs it, or you're trying to get a contract, like in your industry or in construction. You got to have a certificate. You got to have that ready to go. Yeah.
What is the biggest mistake you see potential clients make when they initially meet with you?
A lot of people try to withhold they think they need to withhold information. There's a misconception out there that by not telling me their current price or not telling me, you know, what they've been paying, that somehow they're going to get a better deal by withholding that from me. You know, the bottom line is, whether it's me or whether it's the other agent down the street, we both give the insurance company the same information. We're going to get the same price. You know, but then, you know, take back to what we're talking about with insurance company appetite. If you're going to an insurance company that doesn't like construction and you're in a construction account, well, the price might be bad just because of that. So that's valuable information. The other thing people don't understand is you don't want to market it every single year. You know, we're always chasing the best deal. We're always trying to save a few dollars on our bottom line. But, you know, if you go to the same insurance company every year, then eventually they're going to stop offering a quote.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes sense because it is a long process to put all those quotes together. I mean, if you have several trucks going and you have several employees and you have a building with different equipment in there, you have to take all those factors into account.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Nice. And for people who want to utilize your services, get a quote, find out how you can help them, how can you do that?
Well, you can reach me on Facebook. You can also reach me on the website. Can I give out my phone number?
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah, all of it.
My phone number, 520-484-8192. My email is gregory.liner, Leiner, at sell like your cell phone, sellbrokerage.com. Happy to talk to anybody, even if it's not near your renewal. If you're just looking for a second set of eyes to review what you have, make sure you're properly covered, I'm happy to take a look for free. I'll even buy you a cup of coffee or lunch.
Nice. I will do it tomorrow. Sounds good.
And you can look for them out on the mountain bike trails.
Yeah.
Up in Oro Valley.
I'm a member of out there on RailX or Honeybee and all those wonderful places on my e-bike.
Nice.
Don't hate on the e-bikes, but I love my bike.
That's who went speeding past me.
That might have
Okay. All right. Well, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Steamy Concepts, Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson Tamale, and Piper Family Painting.
Very good. I saw the pain in your face. But if you want to check that out, see more information, more about our sponsors, more about our show, go to commongoodtucson.com, as well as go to veteranrescuemission.org to find out more about our show, as well as the work we're doing to locate and connect homeless veterans with housing. We'll be back right after the break. You guys keep your nose clean and wash behind your ears. We'll be right back.
All right. We are back with the guys next door. What a good time.
Yeah, what a great time, man.
I don't even think people need to watch the Super Bowl today. They can just listen to us. They can put on repeat and just
watch it a different day.
Over.
Yeah, we're here. Yeah, just listen to us on loop. We'll sing if you guys really want. Let's have someone call in real quick. Let's pretend like someone's come on. Hey, Rod.
All right. Changing subjects now. Our next guest is Ahmed Ochoa.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been in hospitality for about 17 years.
Okay.
I'm currently the dual director of sales for the Town Place Suites at the Tucson Williams Center, and then also the Residence Inn by the Tucson Airport. I've been in this position for about almost a year, so I'm going to turn a year in April, but I've been in hospitality for 17 years. Prior to doing this, I was the general manager for the AC Hotel in downtown.
Oh, okay.
So I was there for a couple of years.
Yeah,
and,
that's a pretty new hotel, right?
It's fairly new. It's hotel opened in I believe 2017.
Really, that long ago?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
time
you're
flies,
older than you think you are.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was going to say like 22 or 21. Wow.
Yeah, so it's been open since 2017. But yeah, so I've worked for Marriott, and prior to that, I was with Hilton for about 14 years. So
okay,
definitely, I'd like to think that I have a lot of experience under my belt.
That's cool.
So as a director of sales, because people, I don't think most people think about a director of sales for hotels. Tell us kind of what your day's like, what you go out and try to achieve.
Well,
let's start with breakfast.
Yeah, that's I love breakfast, so that's the best way to start. So breakfast, well, first of all, both properties are extended stay properties.
Okay.
Both hotels do offer a full hot breakfast buffet.
Oh, nice.
And so that's every morning that we serve it, 7 days a week. Even though our hotels, they feature full kitchenettes, so we're aiming for
because
that
of the extended stay. Yeah,
exactly. So people can have make their own food.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's a nice feature to have. Offering that full hot breakfast.
I think I got you
hit.
sidetracked. The job of being a sales manager in a hotel, like what does that entail exactly? I mean, especially for layman's like me, I don't even know. That sounds like a very something that I just don't have. I can't even wrap my head around what that would entail.
Yeah, so I met Ron through a networking event. So we do a lot of networking events. It's a lot of prospecting. So just finding business, going out, meeting clients. That's kind of what it entails. And obviously bringing in business to the properties. That's the number one goal for a sales director. But yeah, it's just a lot of building relationships with clients and just going out and promoting the hotels. So that's in a nutshell what being in sales is.
Nice.
All right. Yeah. So most of the time, are you looking for people that have conferences coming in or trainings maybe?
Yes. So we have a meeting room over at the Residence Inn, and so we feature, events there. We also, obviously we want the sleeping rooms as well. We don't have a meeting room over at the Town Place Suites, but so we just feature there, the sleeping rooms. But one of the things that I just wanted to highlight here with you guys is that, we appreciate everything that first responders do for our community, and we always want to give back to them. So whoever's listening, if you're a firefighter, police officer, EMT, or healthcare worker, I'd love to personally invite you to visit our hotels for a complimentary breakfast or a cup of coffee. It's just a way of saying thank you for your service, and you just reach out to me directly, and we'll take care of the rest.
Wow!
I don't know if I can give out my cell phone or my email address.
Yeah, definitely.
So
sure.
Cell phone is 520-833-3284. You can call me, text me, and my email address is Ahmed, ahmed.ochoa2@marriott.com.
All right. Is that a Tucson thing with the first responders, or is that overall Marriott?
It's not a Tucson thing, and it's not a Marriott thing. So it's just kind of like a Texas Western thing. Texas Western Hospitality is the management company that manages these two particular properties. I'm going to take advantage of the time. And, we also manage the Home 2 by Hilton. And also the Hilton Garden Inn over by the airport. So it's a Texas Western thing, more than a Marriott or Tucson thing. It's just a way of or management company to show appreciation for all the first responders.
Very nice.
You know, an interesting thought I'm having. Having been in the industry for so long, what is it about this current role and this current organization you're working with that really is resonating with you in a special way, or what do you think how do they stand out in comparison to the other organizations that you've worked with?
Well, we manage hotels all throughout, Texas. There's a couple of properties in Florida, Arizona, here in Tucson. So the management company is very supportive. They were just here in town. All the corporate team was here, and they're very supportive. They're amazing people. As soon as I brought the idea of, supporting our first responders to the regional director of sales, I'm going to give a shout out to Erica. She loved the idea, and that's what we do. That's what we do as far as, wanting to stand out amongst, so much competition that's in Tucson. We always like to think outside the box, and we always like to, show appreciation. And basically, like I mentioned at the beginning of the conversation, it's about, being in sales is about building relationships just, prospecting, and more than just selling the hotel.
Right. Well, that was something that you had me there, because I'm an old firefighter and EMT. So that's really close to my heart.
Well, you're always welcome to come in and have breakfast, coffee on us.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Same goes for you.
All right, I appreciate it.
I see the hat you're wearing.
Yes.
So both of you guys are invited.
Free coffee and breakfast on Ahmed.
We hit the jackpot.
Nice. So you're speaking to the first responders. I imagine, first responders, people with conferences, people that have events are in that core demographic. Who else would you say is like that John Q public listening that's like, okay, hey, if you're listening, we are the place for you. If you're going to somewhere else and you're not utilizing our services, you're probably either losing money or you're losing opportunity, or we have something that's exactly for you that you're not taking advantage of.
So healthcare workers, healthcare workers are, who we aim for at, being an extended stay. Our properties are perfect for them. Also anybody that's serving in the military, anybody that's on duty, like Army, we have the Davis Mountain Air Force Base as well. We would love to host anybody that's from, any branch from the military, and we have the perfect services for anybody that's serving our country as well.
Nice. And how long do you see you've worked for the organization now?
So my current role in the current organization, I've been with Texas Western since April of 2024.
And what's been your favorite thing so far?
From the organization, I feel that my favorite thing is just, working with a dedicated team that they're always going to support you. And I really mean that. I just said I've been in the hospitality industry for about, 17 years, and I've worked with numerous individuals. But Texas Western stands out for, always hearing new ideas and just always supporting us. That's just really my favorite thing. I know that if I call Erica or, Juanita, Chantel, my general managers, they're going to be there to answer any questions that I have or just, hear me out. One of the cool things that I prospected to Erica was that, I wanted, all the hotels from within the organization, for example, all the residents, that we can come together, share ideas, share best practices.
Right.
And today, I had a conversation with her, and she let me know that that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're all the residents within Texas Western, we're gonna get together, and that's just a way of building partnerships, not just with the clients, but also with our colleagues within the organization. So it just brings us closer to each other.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right now we're in the height of our tourist season here in Tucson. I mean, we have the Gem Show and the rodeos coming up and all that stuff. Do you guys do anything special for summertime when no one wants to be in Tucson?
Yeah. So, I mean, we have a swimming pool in both hotels. So, we'd love to host any locals that are looking for any staycations. Okay. I personally myself, I'm a huge fan of staycations, whether it's Tucson or Phoenix. We have great destinations. But yeah, anybody that wants to have a staycation, feel free to reach out to me directly. We'll get you or special local discount that we have over the summer. And we have great deals.
Yeah. Do you have restaurants on the property also?
Not restaurants, just our famous breakfast.
Okay.
Nice. And we have probably about a minute, so we have to jump out of here. Paint a picture in our listeners' mind of, exactly where these are located, different two hotels are located at, the amenities those locations have, and what people can expect if they participated with them.
Yeah, so locations, I'm going to start off with the Residence Inn, Tucson Airport. So we're not even 5 minutes away from the Tucson Airport. As I mentioned, we have a meeting room space there. And then the Town Place Suites, we're by the Williams Center. For those that don't know where the Williams Center is, we're fairly close to Midtown in Tucson, very close to the Park Place Mall, right on Broadway and Craycroft area. So it's a little bit on the east side. But the way I see it is, I get to sell the best of both worlds, an airport market hotel and then also a Midtown corporate hotel over by the Williams Center as well. Nice. But yeah, extended stay properties, full kitchenettes, full hot breakfast buffet every morning, swimming pool, meeting room.
And how can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me by, my cell phone is the easiest, best way to get a hold of me, 520-833-3284, or my email address, ahmed.ochoa2@marriott.com.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Steamy Concepts, Tucson Pack and Ship, Tucson Tamale, and Piper Family Painting.
Absolutely. And thank you guys so much for listening. Go to check us out also on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Tiki-Taki, and all the other good ones. Definitely like, subscribe, tell your mom, your friends, your cousins. If you got anybody that you don't like, don't tell them, but we'll see you next week.